Wing Chun Kung Fu is a martial arts system, and we use the term system deliberately because it implies there's a scientific basis and a set of principles behind the movements rather than a ritualized copying of movements. So the movements that we generate come from the Silam Tao form and the Chum Kyu and Bilje forms that we practice later on. But the Silam Tao form essentially calibrates our bodies to move powerfully in any direction. So when we're practicing the form, this is what we're trying to do, generate powerful movements. So when we're applying this idea into practice, it no longer matters if our arms look like they're doing a Wing Chun movement, because the movements we generate can take any shape or form. For example, if my arm was just hanging down by my side and somebody was to attack me from the side here, all I need to do here is raise my arm up. And what you notice here is that I deflect a strike and I'm now in a position to continue through and hitting in one motion. That movement there isn't done in the form. It can relate very much to this part here where we're doing it to the front, only now we're doing it off to the side. Or I might have my arm bent in this sort of position where the punch is coming in and I do a similar sort of a movement. So what I'm doing here now is combining this rotation from raising the arms up like this with a punching action. So if we go through slow motion, as the punch comes in, my arm comes up here, turns, and now I'm pointing at the target and I can strike through. Doing that fast again, bang, just coming straight up. So you can see it doesn't really matter where my arms are. All I need to do is be able to move powerfully, and then my fighting strategy becomes occupying space, because if somebody's going to try and hit me and attack me, what they have to do essentially is hit me, in which case they're invading my space. The way that I stop that is by being able to put something in the way. And if I can put something in the way with a very powerful movement, irrespective of the shape of my movement or the position of my arm, as long as I'm occupying the center line, it becomes very difficult for your partner to attack you. So even if my arm was hanging up top here and the strike comes in, I just lower my arm. Notice here again I've been able to redirect the strike. I'm now in a position here to continue through and strike. So in Wing Chun, the fighting theory essentially is to occupy space. So we go to the center line, whatever that person does, we just go towards the center line. So for example, with a straight line punch coming here, I just cover the center line. Notice here how that forces the partner to be pushed across the line of force, and I can actually continue through and strike. So with my powerful movements, combining with the occupying space, I develop a very, very easy, simple, effective, efficient method of self-defense. So when we are defending ourselves, our aim is always to try and land a strike on the first instance. So when someone throws a punch, I don't want to have to block and then follow up with a secondary punch. As the punch comes in, I want to be able to redirect that punch and hit through at the same time. Our aim is to complete the fight and finish and end the confrontation as quickly as possible, and then being able to move away into a safe position. So really concentrate when you're doing your training on your movements, your biomechanical principles, and understanding the idea of occupying space. If you can work these elements and mesh them together, you'll have a very effective self-defense system that one day will hopefully save your life.